Okay, we're back in the office and looking over these things. We pretty much went over everything as far as patient transport. Don't forget, if a chair needs repair, that you'll make sure that you let us know. You're not going to transport any patients that have an IV still attached or any other medical equipment. So that's it for patient transport. The next thing is on the list, and we're 4 from the bottom here, is that you demonstrate the proper use of AIDIT when greeting patients, visitors, and customers. Hopefully you remember what AIDIT stands for, because we've been talking about that for a long time if you've been here for many years. AIDIT stands for acknowledge, introduce, duration, explanation, and thank you. Acknowledge would mean that when someone approaches you, whether it be in the hallway, in the gift shop, or at the information desk, that you acknowledge them. You're going to make eye contact with somebody. When you get about 5 foot, about 10 foot from somebody, make eye contact. Once they get to you, you want to introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Jeanette. I'm the volunteer director. How can I help you today? Or, hi, I'm Barb. I'm the volunteer here at the information desk today. How can I help you? It's important for patients to know who we are. After you make your introductions, duration, you can't really tell somebody how long they're going to be here at the hospital or how long an appointment will take. But studies show that if we do tell somebody an expected wait time, that generally their anxiety level is less. But as volunteers, we don't know that. However, if somebody is anxious about an appointment or needs to know information, we can help them find the appropriate people to answer that question. Same for explanation of treatment. We can't explain how a procedure is going to go or what type of treatment a doctor is going to prescribe, but we can help them get to their nurse or the proper person to give them that information if they need it. The last thing that we can do is thank people. Our patients have choices, and we always want to thank people for choosing Tanner. So as that person is leaving the building after their appointment, just say thank you for choosing Tanner. It's important. All right, so 3rd from the bottom is that you understand what HIPAA means. If you have been to a doctor's office, if you've had any kind of contact with the healthcare world in the last 20 years, you know what HIPAA is. HIPAA is the law that protects our patients' private information. Don't forget that anything that you see, hear, witness, or do has to say private. If you understand that, you can circle 1, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more in a few minutes. We want to make sure we're friendly and helpful, and you always want to make sure that you review the codes and you understand what the RACE acronym is, which is what you do in case of a fire. You can always find hospital codes here on the back of your badge. So when you hear a code paged overhead, you don't know what it is, you can look at the back of the badge. It's very important that you know what to do in case of a fire, and it's very important that you memorize the acronym RACE, which stands for Rescue, Alarm, Contain, and Extinguish. So if you don't remember that, it is on the back of the badge. Rescue would mean that in a case of a fire, that you would get people out of immediate danger. Then you would want to pull the fire alarm. There is a fire alarm out at every outside exit. They're also throughout the facility in other places, but you can always find one by an outside exit. Contain would mean that you would shut any door between you and the fire to try to contain that fire. And E, for extinguisher, you would want to find bless me. I'm so sorry. Okay, so E for extinguisher, you want to make sure you know the location of a fire extinguisher. It's no good to know how to use a fire extinguisher or know the acronym if you don't know where the closest fire extinguisher is to your location. And that's different for all of you. Those who work in the gift shop, it's going to be different for those who work in the information desk. So what I ask you to do is the next time that you are here working your shift, look for the closest fire extinguisher so that you can fully be able to race.